Shopping for clothes can be addicting. However, how sustainable can it be? Have you heard about fast fashion industry? Fast fashion is the second most polluting industry after the oil industry. Do you know that 80 billion pieces of new clothing from fast fashion are purchased each year, which could lead to environmental issues? Let us delve into this matter further. Hello everyone, my name is Nadia Irdina. As a young adult, I also had purchased fast fashion myself. At first, I was curious about how this fast fashion industry produces massive production of clothing line. Hence, I did some research myself. Turns out, most of the shops that I had purchased before are categorized under the fast fashion industry, which contributes to negative externalities towards the environment. This is what led me to my interest in this topic. Fast fashion leads to a disaster of our environment and action must be taken. Dear Earthlings, I'll begin by telling you excessive production of fast fashion clothing contributes to the greenhouse gas emission and water wastage. Global emission of carbon dioxide increase day by day, which lead to extensive environmental effects and needed to be addressed. The output of carbon emission from fast fashion industry globally is stated to be at 10%. The percentage is higher compared with all international flights and maritime transportation combined. It is also expected the fast fashion industry will cause an increment in carbon footprint up to 60% by the year 2030. Fast fashion is extremely accessible and well known for using synthetic fibers. As humans continue to emit heat-trapping greenhouse gases to the atmosphere as it is part of daily productions, clothes are our necessity. However, most of our clothes are made of synthetic fibers. 60% of our clothes are made of polyester. Polyester production emits 2 to 3 more times carbon dioxide compared to cotton. Fast fashion impacts the water quality due to a huge amount of water used in its production, which could lead to contamination. The fast fashion industry uses 93 billion cubic meters of water annually, which accounts for around 20% of the industrial wastewater. 85% of all textiles end up in landfills each year. It dries out water sources and pollutes river and stream. 500,000 tons of microfibers, equivalent to 50 billion plastic bottles, are released into the ocean every year just by washing newly made garments. Allow me to describe the effects of the problem. It is common knowledge that carbon dioxide emissions contribute to global warming and climate change, which have significant consequences on both people and the environment. In addition, due to a lot of wastewater disposed to water source nearby, it leads to water source contamination. Environmental conditions, human food, water supply, weather patterns, and sea levels would all be impacted by global warming. Water supply and harvesting seasons are affected by carbon dioxide emission. For instance, when ocean levels rise, climate change threatens coastal and marine regions, increasing the need of food crops. Toxic levels of carbon dioxide, also called acid rain, which has the physical potential to damage trees. This causes imbalance in our food supply. Recently, India banned the exportation of their wheat due to heat waves which impacted their supply. According to United Nations Comtrade, Malaysia is one of the countries which imported wheat from India and was worth 8.29 million during 2021. Global warming is a crucial issue which affects all of us. According to Malaysia Ministry of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs, Malaysia is in need of wheat supply from countries all across the world. Malaysia imports 80% of its wheat from Australia, United States, Canada, Ukraine. Hence, we are affected by this as we rely on imports for our source of wheat. Wheat is one of our major food sources to make bread, pastries, and noodles. In the midst of global economic crisis, against the rising costs and supply shortages, Malaysia has been considering importing wheat from Turkey to diversify its food supply. Malaysia is 38th largest wheat importer globally. Now we have discussed the problem. Let's look at the causes of these problems. Firstly, increase of carbon emission occurs due to the process of manufacturing of fast fashion. Many synthetic fibers are petroleum-based. The creation of synthetic textiles also contributes to significant carbon emission and the usage of fossil fuels. The energy required for the production, manufacturing, and shipping of the million clothes produced each year by the global fast fashion industry results in a significant amount of greenhouse gases emissions, which is carbon dioxide. Most clothing is made of synthetic fibers such as polyester, nylon, and acrylic, which are manufactured from fossil fuel, which means more energy is required for its production compared with natural fibers. As an example, corporate attire, which are usually commonly used for universities or organizations, is made of mixture of polyester and cotton, is thought to have the largest effect on greenhouse gas emissions during steaming process. Companies such as H&M and Zara has a huge amount of branches worldwide. These shops are commonly known around us. In order for the products to be in our country, it will require massive shipping transportation, which generates a significant amount of carbon dioxide yearly. Widespread transportation is required during the production of fast fashion. In order for the products needed to be present right in front of your doorstep, especially if the company is an international fast fashion brand, it may require transportation such as flights, ships, lorries, trucks, and in the process. The second cause would be fast fashion disrupt water source quality and supply due to its procedures during production. Throughout the operations of making fast fashion clothes, processes such as bleaching, dyeing, and rinsing need to undergo before the finalized clothing items. These steps utilizes a large amount of water. It might require around 200 tons of fresh water to just dye and to obtain the end product of only 1 ton of fabric. The dyeing processes generally includes ranges of toxic chemicals which are carcinogenic and possibly disrupt hormones. Toxic heavy metals such as chrome, copper, and zinc are known as carcinogens, and formaldehyde as well, a suspected carcinogen. In general, the diseases provided by textile dyes comprise from dermatitis to disorders of the central nervous system. For instance, the synthetic colors known as direct dye, only approximately 80% are retained by the fabric. The remainder gets washed out of the clothing and contaminates the water source. According to a study, manufacturing a pair of jeans uses 8,000 liters of water during its production process, which includes amount of water when using a cotton for the formation of jeans. Imagine, for each pair of cotton jeans, 8,000 liters of water are required. A person will cost 24,000 liters of water being used to create 3 pairs of jeans if they bought it for a single season. Not only that, 1 kilogram of cotton may use up to 20,000 gallons of water. Additionally, cotton is often grown in warm, dry climates while needing a lot of water as well as heat to be developed. What are the effective measures that we can follow to reduce usage of fast fashion? First and foremost, one of the solutions would be thrifting. Thrifting is like reusing, which implies the 3 R's: recycling, reuse, and reduce. We could avoid 2.5855 million kg of carbon dioxide emission a year by having everyone buy used clothing instead of new, which is the same taking 500,000 cars off-road by the year. It is evident that thrifting is a sustainable way to purchase clothing, and many thrift stores provide necessities that some families needed to survive. Thrifting means go to shop for clothes in the store, garage sales, or even flea market. Clothes from thrifting are mostly secondary clothes, and it is definitely not worn out and it's definitely wearable. So thrifting stores that are commonly known around us are Jalan Jalan Japan, which offers a variety of used clothing at a very reasonable price and is very quality. Furthermore, the second solution would be consumers should practice slow fashion. The use of organic, recyclable, or more durable materials together with more ethical sourcing and production methods naturally encourage sustainability. Slow fashion is an initiative to promote a more sustainable way of purchasing clothing. Slow fashion companies will consider all of the aspects from production, supply chain, and environmental related issues. It is also related to ethical and sustainable brands. Slow fashion brands are slowly rising in Malaysia. These brands are keeping the planet and people in mind. Some examples of fast fashion brands that promote sustainability would be Wasler, Nana Sahilman, and Whimsical. As example, Wasler, the doctorally designed clothing is found to be light, cozy, and comprised of a smooth rayon and viscose blend that is manufactured from regenerated cellulose fiber from wood pulp. As you can see, shopping can still be a fun activity to do without actually harming the environment. In conclusion, today I briefly go through on the problems regarding fast fashion which are emitting greenhouse gas emissions and disrupting water supply that mainly comes from during the production process of clothing. There are plenty of better ways to shop affordably without causing harm to the environment by thrifting and practicing slow fashion. Remember, choose selection of clothing wisely. Avoid purchasing brands from fast fashion that are around us such as brands Outlet, Zara, Shein, and H&M. Even though it is cheap and trendy which caught the eyes of youngsters like us, there are better ways to shop that have less detrimental effects on our earth. I hope all of you are more convinced that now when shopping you need to be aware of the underlinings of fast fashion. Does the specific piece of clothing that you want to buy could cause harm to the environment? Be the game changer, preserve the beauty of our environment. Thank you.